Hello everyone, my name is Winters and welcome back to this Let's Play series of Car Mechanic Simulator 2018. We are continuing on exactly from where we left off. We currently have 2 orders in the garage. This one we picked up at the end of our last episode. It is an experience order. This one I picked up off camera before the last episode. It is a money bonus mission. But before we go any further, we're going to see if there's any more experience missions, which there aren't, which is fine, okay. So we're going to get stuck into this bad boy in this episode, so let's take a gander. Car cannot start. Knocking noises from the engine bay. Engine power has failed. Put new engine oil filter. Filters need replacing. And put in new timing parts. Okay, let's mark off all of this stuff first, and then we'll get her up on the lift. There is no need to go on the test path, but we should perform some diagnostics. So up she goes on the lift first, and pop the hood, and we're going to run some diagnostics. So for the sake of thoroughness, we're going to break out the thread tester, just check the tires. They look fine, so I don't expect there to be any problems with those, but just for the sake of thoroughness we'll do it. Yeah, pretty average across the board. Next up, we're going to break out the old multimeter and we're going to check the electronics and see what that returns for us. Probably not a lot, to be fair. Alternator. Okay, alternator. That's something. Next, we're going to do a compression test. See what that brings back for us. Pretty average across the board. What are we doing next? OBD. There isn't a port on this. Okay, so that just leaves a fuel pressure test. I am pretty sure that the fuel pump down there looks like it needs replacing, but I'm not sure. Carburetor, fuel filter, fuel pump. Sure enough, it is one of the items. Right, now let's see what parts have we discovered. So the carburetor, the alternator, fuel pump, engine. Yeah, that's, we already knew about all that stuff. Okay. Where to start? I think we'll start here. We'll get these air filters out. We'll get this carburetor out. And we'll work up front first, and we'll make our way down back then towards the end of the episode. There's the alternator. You're coming out. I have to take off the belts first. That water pump doesn't look too healthy. Sure enough, it needs replacing. Oh, that was just the roller. This is the pump. Okay. Oh, sure, I have to break it down to get to the timing. So, right. Crankshaft pulley's coming off. Ignition wires. The clips. That distributor cap doesn't look too healthy, does it? That is probably another item. And that rotor doesn't look good either. Right. How are we doing there? Should be able to get the timing off now. And that sprocket looks like it needs replacing. There we go. Right. I'm betting we have just discovered a bunch of new stuff. Yeah, so the distributor, ignition rotor, ignition wires. Right, so there's just 2 items. Cannot start the car, which is probably the battery or the starter. So let's take a ganders at the starter. Starter looks fine. Where's the battery? That was okay as well. Yeah, it is okay. Spark plugs. There is no OBD port, so of course we can't test those. We just need to pull them out. Aha, there's one. Alright, must be this last one. Yep, sure enough. Okay. Do we have spark plugs? We do indeed. I think this was the other one, wasn't it? And all second-hand ones can go back into it. Okay, and there we go. That's that done. Alright, now let's see what parts we can recondition. So the alternator, the distributor cap, the rotor, the carburetor. Oh, the carburetor failed. Water pump. Alright. Now we start putting parts back on. Oh, yeah, the carburetor failed, of course. Alright, air filter, round air filter side draft. Alright, I need to pick those up. So let's go into the parts. Round air filter side draft. I need 3 of those. I need a fuel filter. Damn, I don't know what oil filter I need. Let's go with that for now. And we'll come back out for... Shit, the carburetor. I forgot about the carburetor. We'll come back to the rest of the stuff as we get to each one. Right. I think we need a new timing chain. Oh no, we already have one. Or else it's reconditioned. Timing chain sprocket I6. Okay, let's do a search for that. I6 and timing chain sprocket. So it'll be down near the T's. Timing chain sprocket I6. There we go. Damn it, will you get down there, you little son of a bitch. There we go, that's where I wanted the camera to be. Engine head cover, all nicely reconditioned, can go back in. The ignition distributor can go back. The reconditioned rotor can go back. And the distributor cap. Recondition can go back. Crankshaft pulleys next. I don't think we have an alternator. We did. It's a reconditioned alternator. I will take it. Water pump reconditioned can go back in. Water pump pulley. Yes, we do need one of those. We need ignition wires as well, don't we? We do. Ignition wires I6 and just a straight up water pump pulley. Alright, so let's go to the eyes. Where are we? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Here we are. Ignition wires I6 and water pump pulley. There it is there. Oh, I forgot the carburetor again. Son of a bitch. Alright, now we can put the belt that was on it back on. And now the next belt. Ignition wires are next. Don't forget the clips, because I always forget something, and it's usually something small like that. Okay, that's that done. Right. Carburetor 2-barrel side draft. Let's just go with that. Carburetor 2-barrel side draft. Ah, here it is. It was the first one on the damn thing. That never happens. Okay, now the air filter. And fuel filter. Mustn't forget that one. And I think that's everything we can do up here. Actually, let's start marking that stuff off. That's all done. Engine powers failed. All done except for the fuel pump. Oil filter, change oil filters. All done except for the oil filter. And timing is all done. Excellent. Okay. So we can come out now, we can lift her up, and we can finish off the last few bits. First things first though, we need to drain the oil. The bit that was in it. Alright, now let's get the oil filter off. It's an oil filter I6. let's go down the back here and get the fuel pump out. We should have one of those in stores. We do indeed. Okay, now we can... Oil filter I6, wasn't it? Oil filter I6. Where are you, little son of a bitch? There we go. Okay, I think that's everything down there. Let's just put oil back into her now. So let's fill her up, and I think that will be this order done. This job will be finished. Should be done any second here now, I'd say. There she is. Right, drop the hoods. Let's take a ganders. All done there, all done there. All done there. All done here. And all done there. Excellent. So we spent nearly 1,200 on parts, and we're getting just over 3,000 back in payout. Lovely. Job done. Alright. Next, obviously, we're looking for experience orders. We don't have any. We will take... Where's that money bonus order? Damn, did it go? It did. Son of a bitch. Right. How are we doing on time? 12 minutes. Which means we can start working on a new project. So we're going to go to the parking level, and we're going to see what car we're going to work on next. Okay, I really want to work on, you know, stuff that is in terrible nick. That really is a beautiful looking car. Yeah, something like this, or maybe this. That turned out well. This really did. I'm probably going to hang on to that, at least for a while anyway. I'm thinking between these two... I think I'm going to go for the... Is it a Willys Jeep? Willys Jeep? Willys Military. Yeah, so let's move it to the garage, and we'll head back there ourselves. And for the rest of this episode, we are going to work on that. So it'll be just stripping it down, and reconditioning any parts that we can, and that'll... I don't even know if we'll get that far, to be honest with you, in the remainder of this episode. Let's move it to lifter C, like so, and we'll get it up on the first stage of the lift, and we'll pop the hood, and we'll start on the engine bay first. Okay, well, first thing, that radiator can come out. I don't see a starter. There is no starter on it. Okay. There's no pistons in it either. Wow. Okay. Do you know what? Let's lift her up, and we'll work on the suspension. We'll get the wheels off. We should fly through this pretty quickly. There isn't a whole lot to these. What am I missing here? Front steer knuckle E-ring. That's new. Especially since it has to come off over the knuckle. That's definitely different. Alright, now we'll get the U-bolts off. And we'll get the plate out from under it. And then we'll get the spring out. Like so. Alright, now we'll move over to the far side. And we'll start doing the same here. That E-ring shouldn't come off ahead of, well, anything really. Especially when the springs are in position. That should not be a thing. The knuckles should come out first. Alright, we'll get this bushing out now. And then the spring can come out. And then we'll disengage the prop shaft. And now the axle can come off. Steering rack, you may as well come off as well. Exhaust section. Let's work on the drive shaft, and then we can get the gearbox and all the clutch stuff. Of course, that transfer case needs to come too, and then we can get the flywheel and the crankshaft out. Alright, so release bearing, pressure plate, clutch plate, and then the flywheel and crankshaft. Right, that should be everything. Yeah, okay, so now we can drop her down and we can take out the block, the engine block. And it's an engine block I4C. Okay, so I need to remember that. But now we're going to go and see what we can recondition. Hopefully the engine block will be one of those items. And it is one of the items. Excellent. Hopefully there's a... well, there seems to be a lot of stuff here that we can recondition, and I like that. That's great. Because it means we can save a lot of money and get stuck into putting things back together straight away. So we're going to start off with the engine block. Oh, we already had one, but we reconditioned the one that was in it, which is fine. That's fine too. Nothing wrong with that. I will take it. Just seeing here if we have any of these parts. We do not. Radiator. And we can go back in. Right. Let's lift her up. Excuse me. I want to see if this axle can go back in. Actually, no. Let's see if we can get the crankshaft back in. Right, the crankshaft was not reconditioned. How about the axle? It was not either. Okay, so it's a crankshaft I4C. I need to pick that up and remember it. Crank shaft I4C. There it is there. Get that back in. I doubt we have a flywheel. We don't. Front drive axle I. Right, I need to remember that. Front drive axle I. Front drive axle I. There we go. Springs. I can't remember if they were reconditioned. One of them was. Okay, that's fine. Steering rack. I know we have those. Inner tie rods. I know we have those. Front steering knuckle. Nope. We don't have that. Leaf plate should be reconditioned as well, along with the U-bolts. Okay. What can we do over this side? We can do inner tie rod. Leaf spring, we need a new one of those. Front steering knuckle E. Front steering knuckle E. Front steering knuckle E. And we need two of them. Now, spring. I need a leaf spring. there. I should have checked to see about the shocks. I should have done that, but whatever. It's not the end of the world. We will continue on with what we've got. Now, do we have these reconditioned? We have one of them. Okay, front wheel hub reconditioned, drive axle G reconditioned, drive cylinders reconditioned, yep. Brake shoes reconditioned, yep. Brake drum reconditioned, yep. Excellent. Alright, let's move over to the far side and we'll get the knuckle E in. Crap, I'm gonna have to get one of those other things. This is going well though. We're getting a lot of stuff done here. I like this. Right, now outer tie rod, you can go in next. I must not forget front steering knuckle E-ring. You know what, let's just do a search for that, because I'll forget about it otherwise. E-ring. EF front steering knuckle E-ring. There you go. We'll buy one of those. So, like, look, we take a look at this thing. See, that can't go on now at this stage. It doesn't go over any of this stuff. So, well, I suppose if that's the only discrepancy in the game, it's not bad, but it clearly is a discrepancy. Shock absorber B. We don't have those. I need that. Yeah, it clearly is a discrepancy, but I suppose it's not the end of the world if it's the only one. But definitely doesn't make any sense. That is for sure. How are we doing on time? We're right on the mark of when we should be finishing up. Okay, we'll leave it there. That's not bad going. Most of the front suspension has been done on that bad boy, and we'll leave it up there for now as well. We'll probably get working on the engine bay in our next episode. But before we go any further, let's see if there are any experience orders for us waiting. There isn't. Wasn't even any money ones. Right, we're going to leave it there for now. Thanks a million for watching, folks. I hope you all enjoyed this episode. If you did, please leave a like. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them below. And as always, please subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. My name is Winters, and I'll catch you next time. So until then, take care.